afternoon to you, our viewers. You're welcome to another beautiful episode of the Roundtable. My name is Shegun Odunayo. What do we do on this show? On this show, we pick 3 interesting topics that have taken over the space in the last couple of days, especially in the week, and we analyze them, we dissect them, and we give the facts to you, our viewers. Of course, like I always say, we look at these topics from various lenses and expose all the sides and bring you the facts so that we all can can understand the truth of the matter. I have with me here one person, not two this time around, but hey, this is one man that is good enough to analyze for 2. I have with me Mr. Adekunle Aliu. No glasses today, but I mean he's still here, or perhaps the glasses are in his
my pockets as usual.
This time around. And together we'll be analyzing these 3 topics that we have on board for you. First, we'll be starting with this particular matter that has practically taken up every discussion table in the country, from one vendor to the other. You see Nigerians on the streets arguing about this matter and picking out what side of the divide they would like to belong. There was a statement made on national television by Senator Natasha Akpabio, a senator from Kogi State, where she accused the Senate president of sexual misconduct. Of course, the Senate president being Senate President Senator Akpabio, former governor of Akwa State. She narrated her experience with him, and it was really deep. Said she went to his house, of course, with her husband, and he took her into one of his rooms and asked if she liked the place, and asked if she wanted more from just that visit going on into the future. And then she also said that because of her refusing to get involved with the Senate president, he had stepped down some of her work duties. He has made it difficult for her to represent her people in Kogi State. That has led to a lot of back and forth from within the Senate, from outside the Senate. Various persons have gotten involved, and I'll be training Mr. Ali into this
murky waters
right now. And it's deep. It's deep because we don't have too many female politicians, female senators, female members of House of Representatives. We don't have too many of them at the top. Most of the gender that holds Nigerian politics by the neck is actually men. So when we have few women, and then out of these women, 1 or 2 times like this, we get some bad and sad tales like this. It's really serious. Should I say, unfortunately, somehow nobody in the Senate so far as of today has said anything in favor of Senator Natasha. Not the spokesperson of the Senate, nobody, not the ethics committee, nobody, not the Senate president himself. It looks like it's Senator Natasha against the wall.
She's against herself. She had made a big blunder. The way she presented the case is not going to help her. No judge will help her out of that situation. Because in the first place...
Help her out of the situation?
What I mean is that you alleged. You didn't allege in the house. You didn't follow the process in the house. You disobeyed the process in the house. So you now go outside to now throw another tantrum to try to counter what you have been accused of. That's wrong. In the house...
But was it compulsory for her to have said that in the House, in the Senate?
In the Senate, there is a procedure. As you are a senator, there are procedures to do things. If you are going to accuse your fellow senators, there are ways to go about the accusation. You can go outside it if you like.
She said she met with House Senate leader, the leader of the Senate.
So you file the petitions. You file your petitions in a there's a process.
Perhaps she was feeling that people are just thinking this is a subtle matter. They were pushing the
follow the process ab initio. So follow the process ab initio and see them not take you serious in the process. Then you go out. So you have justification that you have followed the processes and they have not listened to you. Then you go out. But because you didn't follow the system, you didn't follow the process, you are guilty of not following the process. So they will deal with you on not following the process.
But what if she felt, okay, I'm trying to speak with you people on a one-on-one, and I'm not getting anything.
Documentation is very important.
What is the
process?
Of me now making it official and then getting something positive out of it.
This is what I'm saying. Follow the process. Let the process fail you. Then go out. So you have document to present that, look, these processes had failed me.
Is the process not currently failing now?
So now the process is not failing now. She's the one that's because what is the problem? Ab initio, you stood up. Before that, the Senate President rearranged the seat arrangement. You are not the only senator whose seat was moved that day. So you got up to throw tantrums to accuse the Senate leader of bias. So, okay, agreed. So let them deal with that case first and see if they are biased or not. But having that, you went out on TV and told the world that the man was sexually harassing you. That's another one again. Two issues.
Is there a possibility of that not happening?
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying you did it wrongly.
So how should she have
because
done it?
You thought the man moving your seat was doing that to sexually harass
Perhaps
you.
He was getting other favors in the past.
He was intimidating you.
That was because he wanted. He was coming at her.
That particular
and
day,
she stopped getting
she
it,
was not the only senator.
Oh, you are using this against me.
That's your feeling. That's not factual. What we see is what we are judging you on now. The process that you kicked against is what you're. That same seat was the seat she sat on yesterday.
Yes,
was the seat she's sitting on today that the president is going on.
Yes,
so it means the Senate president at that time did not intimidate you, did not push you to the wall, was not doing anything against you based on the allegations you have thrown on him. He was doing his own job right. It was you. It is you that is doing what is wrong.
So let's talk
so you didn't follow the process.
Conduct.
So you need to follow the process. Because you didn't follow the process, that is what I'm saying. I'm nailing her on this. Like, look, follow your processes and come away. If she had waited, maybe for a day, if it had been she was the only one that the man asked that, look, don't sit there, go and sit somewhere else, and you said, this man is sexually harassing me, maybe I will be behind you as a feminist. But again...
So you are not behind that because you are trying to reduce complaints, allegations,
I'm saying,
statements because she was not the only one that was...
I'm not saying there is no sexual harassment. Get me. Okay. I can't prove that. She has to prove those processes. But I'm saying you are accused of breaking the Senate rule. Why you've not settled that, you have gone to through sexual harassment and intimidation, that the man is intimidated. That was why he moved your seat. Whereas you are not the only one whose seat was moved. Okay, so you're wrong at that
about
process.
The sexual allegations. Do you think something of such nature happened?
Like I told some, I said,
the Senate president...
We are in a world where men and women cohabit. Even in churches, these things are thrown at one another. You see them up as much as it is not morally good. It happens. So when it happens, how do we deal with it? So it's the dealing with process that I'm saying, okay, you have said it, you are going to prove. Because if you are also lying, the person you are lying against too has the right to defend himself. So everybody will come to the table and defend themselves.
Do you think Senator Godswill Akpabio should remain as Senate President as long as this matter is still on?
It should be this because it's going to be referred to the Ethics Committee. The Senate President
himself. The Ethics Committee came out this afternoon to say
hold on. The Senate President will
6 months suspension
because they have gone through the processes. Everybody will submit himself to the Ethics Committee, and that committee will deal with the situation. The committee started
meeting yesterday, 24 hours after they are recommending a 6 month suspension. Wow.
So it's a debate. Does that sound like it's a recommendation? They will do their findings. Is she right? She will provide evidences. If she has, it's their own cattle, it's their side. We will still scrutinize this process. Is this process right? Is this process the appropriate process to follow in this kind of case? Let's wait and see.
Many people have the opinion that the whole thing will be done in such a way that it will favor the Senate President. And then 24 hours after the Ethics Committee began to meet, they are already coming to a conclusion that they are recommending that Senator Natasha be suspended for 6 months.
They are recommending. So their recommendation, is it based on appropriate investigation? We will have to query these processes. But the Senate President will have to submit himself to the process. If he needs to present evidence that, look, I didn't do this. Yesterday he said, yesterday was the first time he spoke about it and said, and denied it. That, look, I didn't do this. So, are they doing proper scrutiny on it. Even Natasha could have said she didn't even take him to court on sexual harassment. She took him to court on other issues. So let's wait and see. I am not vouching that the Senate president is clean. No, I don't know that. And I'm not saying she's saying the truth.
So what
I'm saying, let's see good evidence.
If we're in the Western world, we probably would have seen a stepping down in the last 2, 3, 4, 5
It's
years.
not in all situations you see stepping down.
Something as serious as
sexual harassment. It could be a statement. It's a word against this word. It's not that serious. I don't see people say it's serious. I don't see how serious it is. I'm saying she's saying something and he's saying no to it. So let's subject the two of you to appropriate investigation and see you two come clean.
Is there any reason why nobody in the Senate, not members of our PDP, nobody in the ruling party, not even the female senators, nobody looks like they're standing for her? They're standing in support.
Because she muddled the whole thing up.
Even ex-senators, ex-female senators, Senator Lujimi was on television.
She modeled. She's modeling this.
Senator
somebody told me that she's looking for fame. Somebody says she's looking for popularity, which it looks like that's what she's looking for. Because if she's back at that house and she's following all the process she rejected, it means she knew. She's now agreeing to the fact that she was wrong.
The spokesperson of the Senate, Senator Yemi Adaramodu, has said she shouldn't be the one to have raised that for herself. That it should have been somebody else on her behalf or a member of her constituency on her behalf, which was corrected today. But I don't you think that these allegations are too high for the kind of arguments that are coming against it?
So you will discover that she is not following the Senate rules. I ask myself, as a senator, you should know the processes. You want to attack your guys. You want to show your innocency. You want to show that you are pious. You want to show that you are a better person. Follow the processes and nail them to the wall. But you're not following the processes, so they will nail you back. They will. You sign a petition by yourself. You are not supposed to sign that petition. Somebody's supposed to sign for you. It means you are just reckless. She's reckless to me. But look, you're doing this wrongly. You should follow the process so that you can nail the person you want to nail.
She and her husband were acting a skit because he came with her yesterday, of course, in solidarity, and they shared a kiss just before going into the chamber. Should the spokesperson of the Senate be making such a statement that she and her husband are acting a skit and that they are trying to trend?
Are they not trending?
Fellow members of the Senate.
Are they not trending?
Is the Senate against her?
So
shouldn't the Senate...
Probably the Senate spokesperson is looking at it from a very trivial angle. That look, we are matured human beings. This thing should not go to this length. You are accusing the senator. You did not follow the process whereby the Senate had put in place. You went on a national TV to trend the story, to let the whole world know that, look, I am under this, I am under that. As much as I agree with you that it's a star, it's a weapon that you're using. But if you had followed the normal process and they had made a mockery of it, you would have won when you went to the TV. That, look, I've done that, I have document. Because you presented document, I have document, I have this, I have that. You'd have won. But you didn't follow their process. So they will nail you, they would even charge you for not following the ethics process in that system. That, look, you didn't follow our process. If you had followed our process and we made a mockery of you, you go outside, okay. But you didn't do that. So they might say that it's look up now. She's playing with the game. She's playing with us. And I would also be mad if she's playing with the whole nation with this kind of statement. Because to me, she's making
she has evidence?
What if they have
video evidence?
If she has evidence,
Pictures.
kudos to her. But if she doesn't have, she's making the women folks weak. As a female senator in that house, they should be one of the strongest voices we should respect. That anytime they say something, all the men should queue behind her and say, they are factual, they are standing well. But if she's making this out of the blues just to make a wrong statement, she's making the women folks weak. And I don't like that.
All right, it's still a developing story. Just some minutes ago before we got into the studio, the ethics committee chairman was saying that they were recommending a 6-month suspension for Senator Natasha Akpabio. I remember this case is still unfolding. We don't know what's going to come out of it at the end of the day. We don't know what resolution the Senate is going to make concerning this issue. But remember that this Senate is not shy of suspending its members. Just some months ago, remember Senator Nikki? I think this house has its own drama, and this 2023 to 2027 Senate, is an interesting one. We'll keep following this matter and we'll keep bringing the facts to you like we always do. Very quickly move on to another topic. Just before the Senator Natasha, Senator Akpabio, Senate President Akpabio matter came up, there was one that had been on for a while that eventually came to a close on Monday. Yes, it happened on Monday, where another woman this time around was in the news. Right Honorable Mojisola Meranda, former Speaker of the Lagos State Assembly, now current Deputy Speaker. She was former Deputy Speaker, became former Speaker. Of course, now current Deputy Speaker of Lagos State Assembly, was in a leadership tussle with our ex-boss, come former Speaker, of course, of the House, and now current Speaker of the House, Speaker, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. This was what happened. Some 49, 50, 51 days ago, the Lagos State Assembly decided to remove Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa as Speaker and brought on his deputy, Mrs. Mojisola Meranda, and made her the Speaker. And meetings were said to have been held. Leaders were said to have spoken to them, leaders within the APC. Of course, you know there's something called the GAC. And at the end of the day, after all had been said and done, after 49 days of being Speaker, Mrs. Mojisola Meranda stepped down. Yes, she did step down as Speaker of the Lagos Assembly, and he came back into power. Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa came back into power as Speaker. That was perhaps the most controversial period of the Lagos Assembly in the last decade. I'll be coming to Mr. Adekunle Aliu now. That we've been on this matter for a while now, and it looks like it has finally come to a close.
Obasa come back.
Somebody said that what is being practiced in Lagos is not democracy, but stakeholderism, a government of the stakeholders,
Selection.
by the stakeholders, and for the stakeholders, and that there are people somewhere pressing the button. Remember that when Obasa came back on board as the Speaker, he gave a thank you speech to the members of the House, equally telling the likes of Baba Konde, leader of the APC. I thanked Aremo Olusegun Shoba, former governor of the state, and of course the leader of the APC. And people said that those were the persons alongside the GAC and alongside some other stakeholders that begged the angry folk in the Lagos Assembly. And you could see them all emotional on the day Mojisola Meranda was rounding off as Speaker, even with a sprinkle of tears here and there.
So, what is politics? We say politics, who gets what, when, and how. So, this is these guys doing politics. It's a beautiful game. I love politics. I think I am getting to like politics more every day when I see some of these things that, these guys are smart people, how they work themselves in. But again, this is the question. Obasa is coming to lead the house and say they don't want him. Can he lead that house now? Among, yes, you are all brothers and sisters, but we've said we don't want you.
They are brothers and sisters.
It's so, would you be able to lead that house effectively? Because sometimes you need to look at it. Would they still be able to, would we still be able to work together as we used to, now that there's a fracas? Because, like it or not, there is a hidden fracas. It's how it is going to be resolved. The time will tell for all of us. But again, I talk about selection. Lagos is not run by selection. People just don't understand politics.
It's not run by selection?
It's not run by selection.
Really?
Somebody needs to interfere when there's a fracas. So now that there was an issue and they're looking at Obasa as one very enlightened person and say, okay, this guy should not go down like this. Let's look for a soft landing for him. I think that's what they are doing now. As time goes on, we will see.
What becomes of the corruption case?
We are the one.
The Lagos State Assembly said, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, you stole monies. You misappropriated monies. So what happens? I mean, was that a lie? What happens?
We wait for them to bring these proofs out. We wait for them to be emboldened to go and challenge these issues. So if they are not emboldened,
the issues?
So that's where I tell you that, look, these politicians know how to play their games. You know, the politics is not only for them. Also, their constituencies have to interfere. That, look, these things, as they are representing their constituency, there are also some big wigs from their constituency that also matters in the politics or in the party states. So they will look at it from a big angle and say, okay, how do we find a good soft landing for each one of you? The deputy speaker that became the speaker was not removed as the deputy eventually.
She's back as deputy.
She's back. So they have made their own selection and arrangement within themselves. They too themselves that want to remove their leader. It's also politics. What is in for this
I'm
constituency?
saying, you know, it's a big allegation when you say your boss stole so monies. Your boss misappropriated so.
And he has denounced it. He has said it's a lie.
Now, these cases are even before the court.
We will wait.
Now, are we going to say, okay, we are forgiving it, or we are forgiving each other's sins? But these are heavy allegations.
So that's why sometimes I want our politicians to look, when you make these allegations, let's follow things through. It's like you go back behind. I mean, pardon me for going back to the Natasha Akpabio's case. There was once a case about her friend Andreno Omokore.
Yes.
And they had to go out and look for a clergyman to come and plead Omokore to drop the charges.
According to Reno.
So now, these are the things I'm saying. Some of these things, you look at the Farotimi and Babala's case. People begging it. Sometimes we need to let this case go through so that we can see the roots. Let the breeze blow and the yash of the chicken be exposed so that we can see exactly what's happened. Most of the time we see people coming in, interfering and begging and letting us not see what exactly has happened. And that's what I don't like about this Lagos Assembly case. That look, let's see the roots. Let's probe ourselves here.
What becomes of the guns that were said to have been found in the aid of Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa's?
Despite the fact that he has denied that allegation.
These are heavy.
Who discovered those guns too?
Of bread and beans.
Those who discovered
allegations of
those who discovered the guns should now
come. These are heavy allegations.
I agree with you. They are heavy allegations, and they need to be proven.
They need to be trashed to the end.
So who is going to prove that? Those who discovered those allegations should come and say, at least it should be the DSS that discovered the arms and ammunition there, isn't it? Or somebody just throw some reports for us online to read what is wrong. See, sometimes you get these conflicting and confusing reports that are not factual. Somebody is planting some things in the media just to discredit one person or the other. Sometimes we get. I'm just saying. So because of this, we too, the media, need to be on our toe and expose this and say, okay, this is the truth rather than this is right, and not allow people to plant things in our medium. It's wrong. People do this. I've seen reports that sometimes are lies, sometimes are trying, like, who is saying these lies? Who is saying this? We're saying this. So we need to work ourselves well as media. But having said that, the Lagos State politics is going on fine. They made the arrangement. It is human nature to do all these things. But morality must be in place. Is this morally right? To settle the quarrel is morally right. That look, okay, let's stop quarrel. Let's status quo be good for peace to reign. Now, the allegations, would we bury the allegations too with the morality? No, the allegations must be exposed so that we can deal with more issues and sort out the truth. The Bible says you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. So we need truth on some issues here.
Over 30 members of the House of Assembly came and said, Mudashiru Obasa, we are tired of your leadership. Leave. About 4 persons or so were said to have been with Obasa. Then some babas came together and said,
good politicians.
Oh, okay. 30 plus angry members of the Assembly.
Call it in our school.
Sorry.
Call it in our school.
Sorry. Put him back. Now, are these babas greater than persons elected by the Lagos people?
It's a politics. It's a party. You are not.
Is it that the voice of the people is now not as strong as the voice of the babas?
So you are representing. You are representing somebody. You are representing not yourself.
They are representing the people.
Your representative
on behalf of the people, they rejected the speaker. Some babas or some leaders.
You think on behalf. You think on behalf of the people.
A small group of leaders now came up and said, the voice of the people should no longer be heard because the voice of the representatives of the people is the voice of the people.
If you are referring
the voice of the people,
if you are referring to the GAC as a small group of people, I think you are a little bit wrong. Don't call it.
No. I'm saying
they are party stalwarts.
Whatever group of persons
they are party stalwarts
met with the House of Assembly guys and said, sorry, forgive him. They are not as many as the Lagosians that voted in those something.
So the root cause of the problem. I'm not disagreeing with you. Neither am I agreeing. I'm saying the root cause of the problem is what needs to be dealt with. What exactly engender this crisis in the house in the first place? So they have to go and look at it. And if it's not worthy, they should tell those members who remove Obasa, look, let's recorrect this thing. Okay, maybe again there is another politics we don't know that is going to play after now. Because sometimes these things are beyond what we see now. They are sometimes futuristic. So that, okay, in future, take for instance now, when they brought in Obasa, they said Obasa was not supposed to be a speaker because of where she comes from. That look, it is not for...
Or Meranda.
Yeah, for Meranda rather.
Yeah.
That Meranda is not supposed, from my constituency, is not supposed to be the speaker now. It's supposed to be for another constituency.
Because
So
it's from where the governor is from.
so some of these things are some of the things they will look at. We are not in that situation, so we don't understand what they are looking at. We are only criticizing from our own angle of what we see, but they are inside their party, they are inside their criticism, they know what they want and how they want it. So those small group too might be the hand that is directing the politics of
So we agree that the voice of the group is greater than the voice of Lagosians.
Sometimes where are the Lagosians? Lagosians might be wrong from what they are saying. They might not be saying
And the group is right.
the group too might be wrong sometimes, but they might be right because when they see things through, see if Baba Konde can leave Oyo State and come and interfere in Lagos State affair, or Osun State and come and interfere in Lagos State affair, just for peace to reign.
Is that supposed to be good or bad news?
And now, for me,
is that not stakeholderism? Is that not what people say is dictatorship? Is that not what some people say they don't want? So is that not what people kick against?
Trump is trying to mediate between Russia and Ukraine.
Is that not globalization? What is this?
So in that mediation, would you say Trump is being autocratic?
I think that is globalization.
So sometimes you play this politics to bring about peace.
Is this not stakeholderism?
At least for now, we have relative peace in the house, don't we?
Is there peace or we are not hearing about the fight?
Or maybe, but relatively peace. So now they can sort out. Can
we go back from going to court to becoming friends? Or
of course.
Manage relations?
No. See, it's a beautiful thing that the court was set. The court is not set for us to die. It's set for us to sort out our grievances amicably. We all have right to go there and sort redress amicably. We are not going to die about it. That proverb in Yoruba language is wrong.
Wow.
It's very wrong. You go to court, you come back, so that, okay, thank you. You'll be enlightened more on on the things you've done and things you've not done. So it's for peace. It's for resolution, conflict resolution. There is no way we will judge or we will not war. We will have issues. We will resolve them amicably, and the court is one best way. It's the final arbiter. So as an arbiter, let them. If for the house, let's stick to the house. For that Lagos State Assembly, what has transpired is a good one, peaceful resolution. They all acceded. They all agreed to the resolution. It wasn't as if it was forced on them. And if it was forced on them, time will tell. We have some time to go. We will see what will happen. Like I said, some of these problems are solved based on the futuristic plan they have for the assembly and for the positions and for the party. So right. what we've seen now, so someone cannot say it's Baba Sokwe. Baba has not Sokwe in this case. We are all saying selection. But I think as much as we have right to hold these opinions, we also should be careful to sell the wrong information to the people.
If the opposition had a large number of members, there's only one non-APC member in the House.
So if we had
perhaps if we had 15 XYZ members from a political party, this Sokweism wouldn't be able to happen.
But
Baba or Boda or Uncle Sokwe or whoever Sokwe,
we will agree. Will it be possible? We would always agree to disagree.
But it won't. I don't think it will be that straight for the man who left to just come in after 49 days and then sorry.
It's an emperor.
Don't cry. Sorry, don't cry. And then, so stop crying. That's what just happened. Politics of story, stop crying. Are we supposed to encourage politics of stop crying?
It's still politics.
Okay.
It's still a way of politics. It's a way of getting what you want and how you get them. So, but the thing is that I think we should be truthful to ourselves. If they say they don't want you, why? Has they asked why?
They accused him of corruption.
Are we sure that it is corruption or there is something else?
There was a picture of guns from his...
Are we sure that those pictures are not manipulated? We
don't know. They will tell us.
That is where politics for us looks a bit dirty, and we're also always confused on how to define politics. But if we define it very well, even our Lord God is playing politics with us sometimes. So, but if we look at it very well, it's a good game.
All right.
It's how we play it that now, we now say, okay, what is in for us? How is it like this? Why didn't they allow it to be the way we want? Sometimes it will not be the way we want. It will be the way they want.
All right. I think the good thing is that regardless of whatever side of the divide you are, there's now relative peace in the Lagos State House of Assembly. The chaos that was here in the Lagos State House Assembly in the last 2-3 weeks has now calmed down, has subsided, has relaxed, and there's marginal peace. Or perhaps there's no noise. Perhaps there's just absence of chaos, public chaos.
Or something is brewing again.
Certain, the world and the public will eventually hear of this whole thing when the time comes. Very quickly, move on to the last topic of the day. The battle of who gets the money of Nigerians. The battle of who takes control of the fuel market in Nigeria. The battle of who is in charge of who pays what as regarding Nigerian PMS fights. The battle is between the NNPC and Dangote refinery. That is a big fuel classico right now, because as you they reduce, they reduce. As they reduce, you they reduce. That's the war that is presently going on. Because remember, I was talking about it recently. I don't know if it was last week or upper week now. We were talking about the fact that Dangote had reduced to 825 naira. Guess what? NNPC themselves have done the same, but this time around they reduced to 860. Yes, 860 naira per liter. And the Dangote refinery and the subsidiaries under them have also reduced. But I think buying at 825 is still cheaper than buying at 860. So you still see queues all over at these stations that are being owned. that are in partnership with Dangote refinery. I was asking a question, I think it was last week, when I said, why was it taking time for NNPC to reduce, despite the fact that oil on the international market had gone down, but they were very fast to increase when the price went up. But somehow they reduced. They've still not reduced to as low as what NNPC Dangote has done, but they've reduced. Is this a good one for the Nigerian public?
As much as I would say it's a good one to have this reduction, I still think they should make this thing more transparent. What is making them reduce? Is it that the price internationally has gone down? So we should also be wary as the price is,
what they are saying.
As the price is also going down, it's going to go up one day. So if it goes up, what is the buffer?
Then it comes up again.
What is the buffer that we have when it goes up? Because you're going to serenade us with these cut slashing prices, and we're going to be enjoying it. And when there's an increase, you will also do what? Increase this thing. So I think we should know so that we can prepare ourselves. We can prepare. And anytime I see those prices, I say, when it goes up again now, we'll now be complaining, our heart will be up. But are we feeling the reduction?
That's where I'm coming to now. That's where I'm coming to, Mr. Liu. These prices of goods and services have not reduced. Why?
I went to buy one thing they call Chocomilo. Do you know how much they told me the price of a Chocomilo pack is 3,000 something, 3,700 something there.
Of that 5 naira Chocomilo.
Correct. So I'm not asking myself, how do we feel this reduction in our transportation system? You don't get to the bus stop to see them sitting there. They're not going to reduce the price.
No, they've not reduced.
Rather than they're adding more to it. But maybe for them, they are reckoning more money to their pockets and they don't care about this, the common man way most of us are. Or maybe you get to see you want to buy biscuits, they don't tell you that, look, okay, they've reduced fuel price, so our transport costs
I think the only thing that goes down is probably gas. Prices of gas is probably the only thing that goes up and indeed comes down.
Regularly, those have been fluctuating like that.
Yes.
For some time.
Transportation doesn't come down. Nothing else comes down.
So that is what I expect us to find a way to translate in the economy.
So who should be fighting for this for Nigerians? Who should be saying, okay, it has gone down, let it come down? Because when it goes up, everything will go up, but it will never come down.
So who are the price regulators we expect to monitor? I think we heard that the Federal Consumer FCCP were taking some internet providers, some TV.
They wrote to multi-choice.
I don't want to give them advert, but that's why I like say, okay, you guys.
Internet providers.
Oh yeah, they did. Okay, multi-choice or TV providers. So service broadcasters are, look, we are taking you to court over this. So they are trying. So who is going to take the market-to-man to court? Who is going to take the manufacturing association to court?
Then who is going to buy data now is good.
Who is going to take all these arms of marketers or buyers and sellers to court to say, look, you need to cut down prices going. So if your production is down. Let's feel it in the prices of goods and services. That is what would make Nigerians happy. Because I just think that, look, when Dangote crashes the price down, those who are going to benefit are those who are enjoying it, where you can't question their prices. You get to the bus stop, you enter a bus, the man is not going to reduce the price for you. You remain constant. If rather than that, it's going to increase it when you see enough crowd. You're taking a bus from a Cotton to Saleh Express. If those people see enough crowds, they will jack up their price instantly, sometimes 100%.
A Cotton to Saleh Express?
Yes. It's supposed to be 500. If they see crowds at the bus stop, it goes to 700. Before you know it goes to 800. Before you know it could be 1,000 because you have enormous crowd. They don't care.
They don't care.
But they get to the filling station, the prices is reduced for them. So they don't care about us.
The same thing to also did was to refund those that bought at the time, before, just around that time it was announced, and they are refunding 16 billion naira.
So those who are buying in bulk from him are going to enjoy that refund. So the refund, would they also refund to those who come to the affiliation to buy fuel?
Is Dangote being nice?
No, hold on. They've not even, they are going to collect that from Dangote.
Yes.
So what about those of us who went to the affiliation to buy? Are they going to refund to us? So you see there is a lacuna, there is a gap in some of the way we treat these things. We should be able to, it should trickle down to the least.
Body that fuels his car to one of their
filling station. You can imagine.
But those ones who collect it. It won't go down to Akim, who is going to buy, who is driving his keke napep.
It's wrong. That's what I'm saying.
So I know there's no gain for Nigerians. The gain is to the subsidy.
It's just between the marketers and Dangote and the international market. For a while, they've left us in a limbo. We are not getting anything. Because you still don't feel those prices when you get to the market.
Is Dangote being, people are saying that the Dangote refinery, they are being nice to people, or are they just trying to take over the markets? And when they are in control of the market, people will begin to feel it.
I think it's not about control of the market. It's about what he's manufacturing, the cost of production, and the market price, and the profit he wants to make. So if he's making his profit from these prices, it's fair for him. And look, also you now say, okay, maybe he wants the market. But again, you need more markets. You need people to buy from you to make more money. So turnover for him is more than making profit per month. I always tell people, when you make more from sales, you have a larger chunk of turnover. So those who are smarter will cut down their price so that they can have enough people buying. Those who are not smarter will keep the price high and just make that little margin. But he would have sold, the turnover for him will be much. So in the long run, it translates to a bigger profit for him. So he's smart too. So they are looking at that. If other firms too can look at that. But again, it's a price war and the competition is stiff. If we have another bigger player in the system who can also reduce price too, maybe we will see strong fight within these big boys. But again, I always ask, how much is noodles now? We have many big players and the prices are still somewhat.
Exactly, the capitalism battle is still on. It looks like it's the masses against the capitalists.
So sometimes this thing don't get.
There's no
it doesn't get. It doesn't get.
I think this is the job of the NLC and the likes that's supposed to be fighting for the people.
So the price regulators too, the consumer price protection people should also see if there's a reduction in price, what is expected. Like, I always ask people this question: what is the national meal for a Nigerian? Do we have a national meal? Okay, this is what the meal, breakfast should cost for a Nigerian. This is what lunch should be for a Nigerian. This is what dinner should be. When you look at all the parameters of the economy and say, okay, somebody wants to eat a good meal in Nigeria. This is national meal. It should cost this amount. We don't have that. They only come give us the Bureau of Statistics. Would only give us statistics of some of these things. But we should look at our economy and be able to say a bowl of gari that is, in all fairness, should be 1,000 naira. So if there is a reduction in the price of fuel anywhere, anytime, the price of this thing too should reduce by this margin. Do we have that?
We don't.
So I think that's how people should begin to look at it again. So that the moment there's a reduction in price, you will know that I'll feel it in my transport, I'll feel it, I'll have some money to do some other things. But we're not having that. So it will not help the common man. All this reduction is just helping some big capitalists in the other sector.
Yeah, Obasa is still on our own. Daddy Kudus is on his own.
No. Because
Mr. Yemi is
somebody who is buying a large quantity from Dangote,
is on our own.
it will get benefited. The big industries, they will enjoy some rebate. Okay, good. But would they translate it to the price of goods and services they are producing for us? It's a question.
The guys that are getting the 16 billion may just say, okay, add it to how much we are using to get the next batch. How much is our own money there? Okay, 5 million. Okay, let's add it. Thank you very much.
So they should allow these things to trickle to the least common man. So if it gets to so that man, we are not only going to be discussing, we're saying yes, because the reduced price, this thing too has gone down. So we're enjoying it. So because check for December, throughout the whole of December, did you experience any reduction in transport prices? No.
All right.
We still pay astronomically to travel between Lagos and Oyo here was like close to 50,000 naira.
Traveling right now is a big deal. It's a big deal. Unfortunately, we do not have enough time on our hands to go further than this. We've come to the end of the show. I do hope that you've enjoyed every bit of the program this wonderful Thursday afternoon. A very big thank you to you, our viewers, for watching, because like I do say, we are here because you are there. The weekend begins tomorrow. Of course, our Muslim friends and colleagues are still fasting, but you can still have some fun during the weekend. Stay out of trouble, and of course, see you next week Thursday for another wonderful episode of the Roundtable. My name is Shegun, and I send out yourselves a fantastic and lovely weekend. Bye for now.